discuss here today what is love. Is it just hormonal or it is something more than that? Is it just attraction or it is really the term, the true love term that really exists? We are going to get into all of that and a lot more in this video. Stay tuned and make sure that you watch this video till the end because you don't want to miss even a second of this video. Okay, so let's get started. Make sure you hit the subscribe button and click on the little bell icon. So now let's get started. I am Preeti and we are going to discuss a lot in this video about everything about love we are going to discuss, and we are going to start with the beginning as in the theory, the entire thing about love, and beginning with the love definition. So what is love? Love is the simplest definition of love is the connection between two people. Now the connection between two people which is positive. Okay, yes, because there are a lot of connections between people, and sometimes the connection is intense, sometimes the connection is there, but it's not on positive level, right? But yes, love is where the two people are connected in a heart to heart manner, and both these people have their they have their hearts connected so strongly that they begin to sense each other's feelings, they begin to sense each other's likings and dislikings even without talking. So now when I say that people begin sensing that, so yes, so that is where it all begins. And what happens is that, yeah, later in, if people get married, if two people, if they are in love and they get married, later on in life they do complain, you are the one who used to sense me, who used to sense my feelings, what I used to like, what I used to not like. Why is it that you're not sensing? See, you don't have to take it that in a that serious manner. That connection, yes, the connection, it is serious, but the sensing that both of you guys are doing, what happens is that with time, plus you are also now into a relationship, now you are committed, you have a lot more responsibilities, and that makes you a lot more busy. And the more busy you are in the materialistic world, the lesser you are connected to the spiritual, to the intuitive side. So in that case, yes, both of you might be sensing, but it might be difficult for you to be in that magical mode all the time. Okay, so yes, so that's just a basic roughly, I just ended up catching that point, out of the blue, because I was going to discuss all of that in the later part of this video. But okay, so let's get started with the main nitty-gritty of this video. Okay, so the first thing I would like to say is that now let's see love versus attraction, because people are so much madly wanting to know that whether they are in love or whether they are in attraction, because this love and attraction point is so much debated, it is so much common. Everybody wants to have love, but nobody wants to be just attracted. Okay, so now let's get into what is attraction. Attraction is something where you okay, now your choices are you love to dress up well, your choices are you love really lovely color, maybe your is maybe, let's say, blue, and you are getting attracted towards that color blue. So now if there is anybody of the opposite gender, that person, now you might be a male, you might be a female, and if there is anybody of the opposite gender who is carrying off that blue color really well, that is where you are going to be really impressed by that person. You are going to feel attracted towards the way they are carrying themselves. Now if that happens really often, like your blue color is your favorite, then maybe strawberries might be your favorite, and you see that person having strawberries very often in front of you, so that can also be okay, that that person is having strawberries means it's matching. If I am matching and that person is matching, choices are matching, right? So yes, all of that can be attraction. So now let's get into what love is. Now love can be you and your partner, You don't have same choices. There might be a lot of times a lot of things common in you, but yes, there are chances that even opposites attract. Like if you and your partner have totally opposite choices, then also there has to be this love bond between both of you. Now there can be chances where the choices of both of you are like a 50-50 sort of thing, and the rest of the 50% is like opposites attract. So now this opposites attract, I'm just talking about the love relationship, okay? So no, don't get into what that we are talking about attraction in that, okay? We are talking only about love in this section of what we are talking. So this can be 50-50, where 50% of you guys are matching, 50% of you guys are totally opposite. That is what is attracting you guys to each other. And then there are these two people who are having majority of choices matching, and they are also in love. Now these are the three cases that we are considering, and none of these can be considered whether it's truly and purely love, or none of these cases can be totally labeled as just attraction. Okay, now attraction, I would like to say, is that attraction will not last for long. You will be liking that person, you will be attracted to talking to somebody like that. You might be attracted to looking at somebody, you might be attracted to listening to somebody how they talk, you might be attracted to looking at somebody how they how they dress up, how they carry themselves. You might be attracted towards somebody's intelligence. My gosh, how intelligent is that person? You might be attracted towards the way people are so much career oriented. You might be attracted towards how people are so much careful about their friends. So so these are little things that are that can be things that people get attracted towards. But attraction does not last for long. It will be lasting only for a few months, okay? Months also, I say, which is the max time, okay? Otherwise you can be just attracted for a few days or a few weeks, and then when you start knowing that person, it might be just like a total put off. Now when I say a put off, it does not mean I say that it can be a put off. I don't say that that person is going to be is not going to be a good human being. But we all have a specific criteria that, okay, I want my life partner to do this for me. I want my life partner to do that for me. And yes, a lot of times, if you have not defined those things in your mind, then maybe it can take you some time to fall in love. But yes, falling in love is not necessary that you have to have a whole defined criteria. But yes, people have a criteria, and yeah, luckily few people are really lucky that whatever their criteria is on the subconscious level, usually whatever is on the subconscious level, people generally don't know it. But yes, if some of you guys, this is like just for the 10 or 20% of people who are very much ready to attract the partner who is based on what the criteria of their life partner is on their subconscious level. And few people do end up finding that. So yes, so that is where they are going to have this success. But yes, for the other people who are yet to discover what the criteria is, that sometimes life is going to give them a few relationships until they get to the final person who is going to be the one who is going to last for a lifetime. Okay, so yes, so that is there. And getting into love, now love is not necessarily that there does not have to be attraction. There has to be attraction between two people, even if they are in love. Because attraction, if you feel attracted towards somebody for really long time, and then what happens is that when you feel attracted towards somebody for a very long time, slowly you start discovering the weaknesses of that person. Slowly and gradually you start discovering weak points, you start discovering not so cute things in that person. And still you just don't want to get into that. You just want to overlook that, and you still want to be happy with that person. Yes, that is love. But sometimes when you are attracted and certain truths come to you, which just puts down the image of that person, or which just put attraction feeling for that person, then it was just attraction. Okay, so now let's get into, I have actually taken down a few points. Now there is this interesting thing, is love just hormonal? Because people who are very much younger, like when you can remember, if you were a teenager or if you are already a teenager and watching this video, then also you might be wondering that, because in teenage, it is a teenage time when the hormones are really very aggressively working on your body, working on your system, and at that same time your body is also, your body, your mind, your consciousness is also getting aware of the idea of love. That is where you are getting aware of this idea of finding the perfect partner, of finding true love. So is love just hormonal? Because yes, you might have noticed that the feeling, the really strong urge and the very strong feeling of the idea of love, the idea of finding the perfect partner, the idea of having that true love in your life is very strong during your teenage. Then gradually you start getting more practical. And yes, if you are of a very mature age watching this video, then you might be wondering, you might be actually accepting it, that whether love is really hormonal or whether it's really something that is from your heart. Now I would like to say that love is coming from your heart. At the same time, your hormones are something which are amplifying that idea, which are amplifying, which are broadcasting your energy of the heart, so that it's making you aware, it's making you more and more aware. At the same time, you might have seen teenagers, they usually end up staring at each other. They are just so much there is so much pull between them that it's very difficult to pull apart two teenagers who are deeply in love. Okay, they are not going to stay away from each other for long. So this is where it gets interesting. Hormones are something that is going to amplify this feeling. Now when you were a child, you were not aware that what sort of life partner you want. Yeah, like, right, when I was a child, I used to say, okay, I would love to have a life partner like my mom or maybe my dad. Yeah, it was just that much, and I had no other idea, because that is what a child thinks like, right? But yes, when you grow up, that is where you start understanding that people are different. When you are when you see the people of opposite gender, that is where you start distinguishing. Before that, before your teenage, all the girls or all the boys, they were all the same, right? There was no difference. The only difference that you knew was their name, maybe was where they were living, right? Or maybe how they looked, just that, nothing much. And yes, if there was some opposite gender friend that you had, you might already differentiate them, you might have differentiated them and accepted them more with what treats they bring you. If some of the friends of opposite gender bring you a lot of chocolates, bring you a lot of good food, and so they might be your favorites, or a few gifts, so they might be your favorites, and that might be the only way you distinguish between the people of opposite gender. But yes, I would like to say that once you become a teenager, that is where your hormones start spreading out in your body, and that is where you begin understanding the difference. After your teenage, there might be a few people of opposite gender close to you or around you who you might not like at all. They must be a total dislike for them and a total no for them. Maybe you did like them, you were talking to them when you were young, when you were in junior classes, but now no more. And then there might be somebody of opposite gender who you were not even aware where they were for all these years, while you were in your earlier classes or your earlier stages, or maybe your maybe somebody in your neighborhood. You just discovered them, that they existed only after you turned a teenager. Otherwise, you just did not know that they exist. Maybe anybody. Yeah, usually people get attracted, usually people fall in love, usually in either their school or their high school or their college. So that is where I am emphasizing more. Also, there are a lot of chances of people meeting up, people start getting attracted and falling in love when they are very much close to each other in their neighborhood. Okay, so yes, so that is which way I would like to differentiate it, that love is not just hormonal, but yes, your hormones are something that is going to amplify the feelings, that is going to amplify the energy of your heart. And that is where now let me just tell you one more thing. Why is everything related to your heart? Why is all the matters of love, etc., and relationships, especially very very deeply connecting relationships, we talk about only through the heart? Heart is where people say that the soul resides. Yeah, that's the heart. Heart is where people say that the soul resides, and heart is called the seat of the soul. The proof of that is that in majority religions you can just check the picture of God, and majority of all religions, they show that a godly being, a godly person is there. Now there is no this person word is just for humans, but yeah, we'll just talk about that. A godly person, a godly persona, okay, that's better. A godly persona, and you might have seen their picture, and their heart is shown like a very nice and lighted sort of thing, illuminated light, illuminated heart, and brightness is coming through from their heart. And that's the reason, that's the proof. And plus there are a lot of other proofs that say that heart is the seat of the soul. So that's the thing, that your heart is where the soul is. So what the soul is, so the soul, it actually brings a lot of lessons, a lot of experiences. The soul knows what to go, when to experience certain things, when to attract certain sort of people in your life who are going to teach you valuable lessons in your life. Those valuable lessons, when I say, it's not necessary that they will be only positive. They can be positive, they can be not so positive experiences, but yes, the soul needs to learn those lessons in order that the soul can grow. Okay, if you are interested in knowing that why is this the soul necessary to grow and all that stuff, you can check out some other videos. I will be linking them down in the description box below, and yes, that is also interesting stuff that you can check out. So yeah, and one more thing is that, is love and sex different? Like if is there a difference between love and sex? Because sex is something that is, now I would also like to say that your sexual energy, it's a part of your hormonal cycle. That is where your hormonal cycle is giving birth to your sexual energy, and maybe even the vice versa. I don't know much of that reproductive system thing, but yes, that is the energy that is actually again amplifying the feelings of your heart. It's again amplifying the things, whatever is stored in your subconscious mind. And that is where you will start getting aware that you have to have a partner, you want a partner, you want somebody to fall in love with, and all that stuff. Okay, so yeah, so that is all from me for now. This was the video for what is love. This is the simple explanation according to me. I would love to know what you feel, because if you are somebody who has been blessed by love, you will be giving in positive comments. And if you have been somebody who is not been yet lucky in love, maybe you might not be that you might not have that great things to share, but yes, I know you will still have a lot of comments, you will still have a lot of questions and things to share with me, maybe a few questions to ask from me. So you can surely leave all of that in the comments down below, and I would love to read your comments, and I would love to read your experiences of love. And so yeah, so that's all from me for now. Do stay tuned to my channel by subscribing, and thank you so much for watching my video. Thank you so much for being with me. Keep following the path of your soul's purpose, because you are born for a reason. Yes, oh yes, don't forget to share this video with your friends, because what is love? I think this was the best explanation I could give, and I would love to know a majority of people watch this video and they give their comments, okay, because I would love to know the answer from as much people as possible, okay.